studio all the way down from Berlin, and we're talking about the River Fire Festival. And we have Natalie May here sitting on the end, Danielle Robichaux, and Chris Doobie all coming down this morning. So how's everybody today?
Good.
Fantastic.
So we're going to talk about River Fire, and the first thing that I must smack myself for is that I did not know that this is the 11th year of the River Fire Festival. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the festival.
Well, basically, we have these person-created islands in the middle of our river that runs through Berlin, and we set them on fire, do a big community bonfire.
Are you allowed to do that, or are you just
I hope so.
Yes.
I don't know if we looked into that.
Yeah.
We'll find out one way or the other. And the whole community kind of comes together around this bonfire, and the planners of the festival just they make it bigger every year. So they have events that are going on the Friday night before, so a zombie-themed pub crawl that's going to be going on in Berlin. And then the day of, they have a ATV rally, a poker run, they have a 5K race, they've got bouncy castles for the kids, and the actual Northern Forest Heritage Park opens at 2 p.m.
Yep.
There's stuff going on in Berlin all day with the Main Street program and this big pancake breakfast. And so it's like a big family-friendly festival. And all day long, they sort of push the harvest, the autumn, the leaves, and they build towards the river fire. And then as it gets darker, it becomes a little more older members of the family-friendly festival.
Yeah.
And the scary characters start coming out, and they have a horror fest.
Oh, that's cool. And Danielle, you're a horror.
Yes. Well, basically, Horror Fest, we get a lot of volunteers every year. We actually every year try to recruit new people, and what we do is we dress up in the scariest way possible. We have masks. I actually help out with the face painting portion of it. I'll paint some people up and make them look as hideous as possible. And what we do is we have a walkthrough tour, and people can go through. They can go through as many times as they want. They got to pay once, and basically it's our job to scare the living daylights out of them.
Well, that doesn't sound very friendly. You know? And Natalie, same with you. You're involved with the horror end of it, are you not?
Yes, performance aspect mostly.
Very cool. Now, how many years have you guys been doing this part of it?
This is my 4th year doing it. I started in 2011, and before that I just used to go in and just walk through like everybody else. And I really wanted to be a part of it, so I've been a part ever since.
Well, that's very cool. So, so as you said, so it's been going on for 11 years, and growing every year. So if somebody came last year, it's going to be different. You were explaining that the Horror Fest element is going to be a little bit different.
Yep, we're going to be basically having a more open walkthrough tour. Instead of like having all the time scares and leading a couple groups at a time, it's going to basically self-regulate itself. That meaning the line's not going to be as long this year. You can just walk through the tour at your own pace, and we'll be there to scare you. Probably don't bring your little kids though, because I don't know if they're ready for that.
Not really little kid friendly. Yeah,
bring them.
You got a contrast here on the couch. Some people saying bring them, some people not. But well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I imagine too. I can just picture. You mentioned a pub crawl, but I imagine there's also good food and everything else going on.
Oh yes.
There'll be a tremendous amount of vendors at. Selling all kinds of local stuff. There's deep fried donuts that you absolutely have to try. They get this glaze on them. They work real well. But another thing that we're doing with the Horror Fest is we're a more open festival element. So there's going to be short films that have never been seen before. There's going to be a couple of bands. There's going to be a couple of live performances and readings of different groups that are going to be doing things. So there's a spooky tour element too, but we're also saying, come also and check out this other thing that's also going on. We know you want to be scared, we know, but check out the movie. Band, movie, spooky tour, one thing to get into Horror Fest. We're kind of proud of it.
Oh, that sounds great. Now, where can people find out some more information?
Well, we have a Facebook page, and if you just open Google and type in River Fire Berlin, New Hampshire, there's so many different things to do. There are balloon rides, there's a parade for the kids in their Halloween costume. I'm not even touching on half of it, and they're probably going to say, why didn't you tell them about this? But check it out on Google. There's a whole itinerary of what's going on, and it'll be...
Yep, we have it look at it on the screen right now. Yep.
And
small on the
there's
screen,
a lot to do for the whole family.
Well, that sounds great. So that is Saturday, October 18th.
Yes.
And starting
Well, if you're really cool, you start on the pub crawl the night before. And you
Okay.
go
Yeah.
dressed up. I mean, there's prizes for the best costumes, and you're just going to be scaring people more than usual on the streets of Berlin. And then the next day, there's stuff going on downtown Berlin all day. It's mostly October 18th, but there's some stuff going on the night before.
Yeah.
And really smart businesses and stuff are doing promotions that whole weekend to try to get people to come and celebrate burning our river to the ground with us.
Yep.
It's hard to burn a river to the ground, but well, of course, you know, there's a long history of the pilings in the river, and I'm sure with the Heritage Park and everything else, they probably will go over that stuff too, because that's just
Yes.
it's a fascinating river, and it's a river city. So, well, that sounds
We're
great.
not going to stop trying to burn the river down.
Well, there you go.
We'll do it every year.
Alrighty. So, any finishing remarks? Anything? No? Anyone?
Well, you know, it's just if I could make the pitch,
Yeah.
it's an old-timey festival, the type of which you see like the towns on TV do,
Yeah.
and they don't really happen. And you just fall, autumn, river fire, come down, check it out, music, entertainment, good times and laughs.
Well, that sounds great. Well, thanks so much for coming down.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to hearing all about it. And so that is October 18th up there in Berlin. And check out the website. And do you have a website? No, you said Facebook or Google.
Yep.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.